Any other questions? If not, I'll move on to Karen Lipson. She had comments from LeadingAge.
Thank you, Dr. Gutierrez. 85% of nursing home residents and 94% of adult care facility residents in New York State are vaccinated today. And that is wonderful news. And it is a credit to our nursing home staff and our nursing home leaders and adult care facility staff and leaders who organized clinics in the midst of the second wave of the pandemic when they were dealing with outbreaks and staff furloughs, with very little time to plan and ramp up the activities. So we've really had tremendous success in getting nursing home and assisted living residents vaccinated. We do need to do more work on the staff side. About 61% of nursing home staff and 69% of assisted living staff are vaccinated statewide. So we agree that more work needs to be done, and our members are working very hard using many different creative strategies to encourage staff to get vaccinated. The commissioner invited ideas for incentives to encourage vaccination, and we think a very strong incentive to encourage nursing home and assisted living staff to get vaccinated would be to eliminate the twice weekly COVID test of staff in nursing homes and the once weekly COVID test of staff in assisted living facilities. Staff find these tests very uncomfortable, and CMS and CDC both have said that serial screening tests of staff who are vaccinated is not recommended. So if we allow our vaccinated staff to be exempt from this weekly testing, we think that would be a very strong incentive for people to get vaccinated. I also want to point out that this regulation overlaps substantially with a federal regulation that applies to nursing homes. The feds recently promulgated a regulation that requires education and offering of the vaccine and documentation and reporting of the vaccine in relation to residents and staff. So here we have, once again, two inconsistent regulations applicable to nursing homes, one at the federal level and one at the state level. And I think it's really important for the state to align its regulations and its guidance with CMS and CDC regulations and guidance relating to COVID. It is very confusing and challenging for nursing home leaders and staff to reconcile conflicting regulations. It's challenging for the surveyors employed or contracted with the Department of Health who have to survey against both federal and state regulations that often don't align. It's confusing for county health departments that get involved in outbreaks because they are not sure which standards to apply. And it's very distressing for residents and family members who hear about lessening of restrictions at the federal level and find out that New York State is not following the federal guidance. So that brings me to my last issue, which is visitation and social interaction in nursing facilities. And this is not an issue that is on your agenda. It's not captured in regulation, it's captured in sub-regulatory guidance, but I think it pertains to vaccination and it pertains to your general jurisdiction over the regulation of healthcare facilities. So CDC and CMS have both loosened restrictions on vaccinated residents and their vaccinated visitors in nursing homes. Yet in New York State, our vaccinated residents in nursing homes and assisted living facilities still have to socially distance and wear masks all the time. They cannot sit next to each other in the dining room and take their masks off and talk quietly to each other. They need to sit 6 feet apart. And the same thing applies to activities. If their vaccinated family member comes to visit them, under CDC and CMS regulations, if both are vaccinated, they can take their masks off and embrace. In New York State, they have to leave their masks on. They can embrace, but they have to perform hand hygiene before and after. They cannot have a snack together. Our nursing home residents and assisted living residents deserve to have the same benefits of vaccination as all the other residents of New York State. So I hope that you and the department will work with us to align those standards. Thank you.